I don't intend to stop. I expect great things from the engineers and expect them to expect it. Right now, the telephones is our crisis. And I love the people that are volunteering as ordinary people would describe it. I don't believe in volunteers. You are the Lord's, or you're not His at all. You do the Lord's work as an individual, and then you do the Lord's work in some things you can't do by yourself. But it's still the Lord's work. I don't believe in the separation of laity and clergy. Everybody's in the Lord's work belongs to the Lord. Every member of the body is important, and you got to treat your activity the way I treat mine. That's why I don't tolerate people say, well, you're handling the Lord's money. So are you. Well, my money's mine. Hell, it is. If you're the Lord's, what He gives you, Deuteronomy says He gives you the power to even get wealth. I don't have any more responsibility to the Lord than you do. And you don't have any less than I do, and I don't have any less than you do. All the Lord's. Likewise, your time. I remember when I started in Christian leadership, it's getting a little too hot in here now. Just not too much, just barely touch it. When I first started in religious leadership, I was in a church. I remember the guy, his family had supported the church for years. And once I got my face start to be straightened out, I decided it's morally wrong for anybody to be teaching the kids in Sunday school. Didn't think it was the greatest privilege that the world ever given them. They were literally becoming co-creators with God to shape lives in God's image. So I drafted up a list of qualifications to be a teacher. I remember going to the guy. He had taught me in junior boys because that was my home church. My dad had gone back to it, and I'd grown up. Dad used to be a deacon in that church. He had taught me when I was in elementary school. And I showed him these. He looked at me. He says, there ain't nobody will keep these qualifications. I said, yes, there will. He said, you won't be able to get anybody. I said, yes, I will. He says, who are you going to get? There's nobody will teach with these qualifications. Now, they weren't big. They weren't impossible. It's still, I haven't changed quarter turns since then. I'll take people who were 1 hour a week, 1 hour a day, 1 day a week, but I want 100% for that hour. I want somebody that's all the way in what they're doing. He said, you can't get this. Yes, I can. He said, well, if I don't teach my class, you haven't got anybody. I said, oh, yes, I do. He said, who? I said, you're looking at him. I said, I'll teach this whole church, from nursery to adults. Well, this is the attitude we'll have. Now, I have ordered 350 phones. It's going to take at least a month to dig the street up. But I have detected where my pastoral attention has to go for us to deserve what God's going to do for us. It's right on these phones. Now, you don't have to know how to pray. Cussing may be a better attribute than praying in the traditional sense to work on these phones. You don't have to be a counselor. We don't counsel anybody. Your voices of faith. You represent me. You take messages. You don't answer questions. You relay them to me. You don't have to have too many skills to say hello. Dr. Scott's lines and listen and write a message down. In fact, very, very apparent, some of you, you'll write much better than me. Well, I'm looking for attitude. I know where my interns came from. When I took on the youth department in this church years ago, said, we won't have any. But we'll have a certain kind of attitude. Now, I got 350 phones coming. But I made up my mind I will not fill those phones except with uncommon people. Now, I've been paying attention, and I'm